how would you compare the response of Australia to that of Italy in regards to migration and refugee policy?
Australia is a multicultural country. We're probably the most migrant country in the world, certainly the most ethnically diverse. I mean, the second language of Australia is Mandarin, the third language is Italian. So we have been a haven for countless millions of migrants over the years. And I should say that I think it's been a pretty good experience for them. I mean, I always say Australia is opportunity sort of warmed by the sun. So for lots of people, I was a migrant to Australia. My wife's parents were migrants to Australia from Italy. Migrants have done incredibly well. And the difference is that rather than many countries which say, okay, you've come to our country, now become us, you've got to leave behind your heritage, culture, language. We call it, that's sort of the melting pot or the soup effect. We prefer the salad. We want people to bring their cuisines, cultures, languages and share them with us, and we think we're stronger in that diversity. Refugees, Australia has been a big contributor to refugees over many years and has taken countless refugees and given them great welcomes and support. There is an issue at the moment in Australia, has been for about 10 years, with illegal migrants. Australia is pretty strict against illegal migrants, welcoming to refugees, but pretty tough on people who try to jump the queue in terms of getting to Australia. Obviously, Italy's got some significant problems because of its proximity to places like Libya, which is disintegrating in terms of security situations, and so 140,000 people came across the Mediterranean last year, and of course so many are dying in the process. Which is an absolute tragedy, and of course that's expected to be more. So the Italian government's asking the EU to do more to lift its game in terms of, rather than letting Italy having to try and deal with this on their own. So what Australia's doing is processing people offshore in Christmas Island, New Guinea, and Nauru and other places to try and sort out who are real refugees and who are not.
You spoke about economic reform initiatives in Italy under the Prime Minister. Do you believe there are any economic lessons that Australia can take from Italy or vice versa?
Look, Australia really started its economic reform process back in the 1980s, and in terms of a whole range of initiatives, Australia decided to get rid of protectionism, get rid of subsidies and adopt a free market approach, free trade approach. And as a result of that, we've had 23 years of continuous economic growth, about to have 24 years, and we didn't even get any one day of economic downturn, even during the global financial crisis. So we're very interested in the fact that the Renzi government's trying to do something about red tape, which has always been a problem for Italy, bureaucracy, and is also bringing in labour reforms and tax reforms. We think that that's starting to show an interest from Australian companies who think, let's go and have a look at Italy again, even though, because many had been put off over the years by difficult bureaucracy and red tape.
Where do you see the future of EU-Australian economic cooperation, especially when it comes to Asian markets?
Australia has just recently signed free trade agreements with China, with Korea, and also with Japan. So in the space of the last couple of months, about 40% of our trading partners are covered by free trade agreements. So we've also got them with Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Chile, New Zealand, and the United States. So I think that that we're seeing Italy starting to really take more interest in Asia. That makes sense. Asia is going to be the boom area of the future. It's going to dominate the world's economy. Australia, 78% of our exports go to Asia, about 35% to China alone. So we've been really integrating our economy with Asia. It makes sense for Italy also to do likewise. But in the meantime, we want to see a free trade agreement between Australia and the EU, and I think that would be a great benefit to companies here in Italy.